Hey yo guys, it's time for me to give you my WWE Great American Bash review. The Great American Bash took place last night from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York. Gotta say it was a pretty good pay-per-view. It was enjoyable considering it was the Bash and you know how the cards can usually be and stuff. I thought it was pretty decent. Yeah, some matches had some weird finishes, but they had some matches with weird finishes that I thought made sense. But anyways, let's just run through the card. So we opened the show with the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Miz and Morrison defending against Finlay and Hornswoggle, Jesse and Festus, and Hawkins and Ryder. This one was a good little opener. It was a fun little match. We did get our comedy spot with Festus and Hornswoggle very early in the match. Thing that happened. Thought all guys worked well. I thought, maybe when the Edgeheads were in there a bit, they kind of slowed things down a bit, but, overall it was a pretty decent little match. Finish came when it looked like Jesse and Festus were going to get the finish here and get the belts when they had Hawkins and Ryder to themselves, and they were going to do a double team move off the top, and Miz and Morrison were on the floor, but Hawkins or Ryder tossed Festus off, and they yanked Jesse off the middle rope, and they got the pin and new tag team champions, which I thought made sense, but they didn't play it off right on the pay-per-view, as I thought you should have a vignette with Edge or something, and they're saying, yeah, now you got the belts, now it's going to be my turn later on in the show, but that didn't happen. Then moving on to the next match, it was for the United States Championship. Matt Hardy defending against the gold standard Shelton Benjamin. This match was pretty good. This match had great crowd reaction. Yeah, maybe the pops for Matt Hardy were from the female fans, but still, I don't have a problem with it. It had great crowd interaction, great crowd heat, and considering how bad and sloppy the match they had on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, huge improvement. These guys worked really, really well together. Finish saw Matt Hardy miss the moonsault where Shelton got a knee up and hit Hardy in the eye, and Shelton hit pay dirt, and he got the win. Kind of a shocking here. Didn't see, Shelton really, to me, didn't need the belt here, but hey, I'm happy with it, and I was very impressed with this match, so as you'll probably see by my rating, I really enjoyed this one. Then moving on to the next match, kind of a match that kills the heat in the crowd here. It's the ECW Championship match, Mark Henry with Tony Atlas versus Tommy Dreamer with Colin Delany. Dreamer, he had an okay pop. I was expecting a much bigger. Then again, we weren't at the Garden. We were in Long Island, so I guess that explains it here. Not really a good match. It kind of went how I said it would go in my prediction, with Henry dominating, Dreamer making that comeback. The only thing that, they kind of threw a wrench in there was Colin Delaney's heel turn. Really, I think it can work if they, let Colin show that charisma that he had in Chikara or another indie promotion, UWA Hardcore, etc., etc. If they let that, it'll be fine, but it just kind of came out of nowhere, and we'll probably have some decent little matches here with Dreamer and Delany, but still, I don't think he really needed the heel turn here. But, it keeps Henry keeps the belt, and, obviously, because Henry's going to get a long title run here. And then that's going to set up Matt Hardy versus Mark Henry at SummerSlam. And the next match was Match of the Night, which was Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels. Really liked this match. They took a dark edge. It was kind of like your main event from Victory Road, where they were emphasizing the blood loss here on Michaels and the eye and stuff like that, but it wasn't wacky and goofy. It was dark, and it made perfect sense here with Jericho just beating on that eye, and I'm hoping for the ref to stop it. They kind of dragged on they were going to stop it, and when they did stop it, which I did like how you make an MMA stop here, if you're trying to pass this product off as to some people who are, say wrestling's fake, or, MMA is the hottest thing, you gotta do that stoppage. I think the stoppages in wrestling need to happen more, it makes it seem more real, but I like that finish. And then eventually when Jericho came back later and said his retina's detached and his career's over, great heat for Jericho, and, I'm expecting big things for Jericho here. And, Jericho got the win, and he got the win in the right way. I don't see how you can hate that. Then the next match was garbage. It was the Diva title match. Clearly this belt should be used for Natalya to be champion and have Michelle chase, and you have a lot more baby faces on the SmackDown brand to chase than just have Natalya lose right away. All her heat loses, especially since the finish. She lost to a heel hook. I did not like that at all, that she lost to a heel hook. She submitted, and that Michelle got it, even though she got to the ropes in the sharpshooter, she didn't tap or anything. I didn't like that at all. This was not the... This was bad, and I was expecting a lot better from these two, especially since Michelle's pretty talented, and we all know how Natalya's probably the second or third most talented diva on the entire roster, and this match just didn't live up to the hype. Then the next match was the World Heavyweight Championship match, CM Punk defending against Batista. This one I really did like. I thought for these two who, they needed, this was the most important match in the company all year, these two match. And I thought they worked it smart, a big, Batista's strong guy and Punk the small little guy. They worked that type of match really smart where Punk couldn't get the big, like an Irish rib out of the corner, or he wanted to roll up and Batista he sat down on him. They worked this really, really smart. And they're having such a good match. Like one of Batista's best matches, and, Punk's having that match where he can maybe even break through. And, Kane coming out, it makes sense since, without Batista become #1 contender, Kane wouldn't have snapped, and Kane snapped more on Punk since he lost on Raw by DQ. But still, you know what? We all expected Kane to come out, as I mentioned in my prediction. I expected Kane to come out and set up a triple threat at SummerSlam. Yeah, it's not the most entertaining thing, but Kane will eat the pin at SummerSlam, and Punk will probably have a righteous title run from then on. I didn't mind the match at all. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I mean, yeah, the Kane finish sucked, but whatever. It was expected. Then we had the New York City parking lot brawl. It was John Bradshaw Layfield versus John Cena. When they kept to the actual brawling without, using fire or forklifts or even the car starters to the balls, it makes the violence seem comedic, and you just want to laugh at it. It doesn't add to this feud, which had a really strong, kind of darkish, eerie feel to it as well. But they didn't need it. I mean, yeah, it was pre-taped, but who really cared? I mean, the pre-taped, yeah, it hurt because, we didn't have any crowd reaction, which sucked, because I like to see these parking lot brawls where you can hear the crowd react from when they're watching it, but we didn't get that. I was fine without hearing Cole commentate this, but, that's fine. And, the finish was surprising with Cena, getting pushed off the stage, and, JBL... I'm fine with JBL winning. I mean, yeah, it may suck that to some people that this feud's prolonging, but, they're helping also build other stars in Crime Time and Rhodes and DiBiase. So, this is fine with me. And, JBL needed to win, because if he had lost, there would have been no point in having this feud continue. And then we went to the main event, which was the WWE Championship match. Triple H defending against Edge. This was, I wasn't into this at all. I gelled okay, but they could have gelled a lot better since there's a lot of talent in this ring. And then, they had a wacky TNA finish here. Let's just say that. With, Vicky coming out, or with the whatever her name is, I forget her name, Alicia Fox or something like that. She came out, and then Vicky hit her with a Luger forearm, and, and then Edge was going to spear Alicia Fox, which I don't get since, she cheated on him and anything like that. And shouldn't you be spearing Triple H? That didn't work for me. And she spears Vicky, and Triple H hits the pedigree and gets the win. That was bad. I mean, come on. Why does Triple H need to win here? Once again, you can draw more money if you have Triple H chase Edge, and it would have made more sense, but no, Triple H, being Triple H, he had to win and retain, and that's how we have to go off the air. It was a very uneventful way to go off the air on a pretty, okay pay-per-view. But, that's it for me. Peace.